Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? We're back for a Friday night. A Friday night, the real Friday night. Not like the fake Friday night from yesterday. The real Friday night, which is tonight. How are you all? Good to see you, Mr. Dan Yee. Andrew's here. Sean, Mama Mia. Angela is here. Angela. Laura T, good to see you guys. Blaze Fairchild is here, and the lovely Moonlight View. Good to see you all. We have a bunch of updates to go through, including I wanted to show you a little bit about what's going on in Florida just very quickly. Hey, Dark Bloom, good to see you. Diamond Heart, hey, my sweet friend. Check this out. It is really bad out there, and I hope all my friends in Florida, we have a lot of viewers from Florida, and I have some friends down there. Check out this. This is someone's home, and they were filming outdoors, and I'll put it up. I just can't play the audio for you. Look at that. It looks like their outdoor of their property is a lake. This is Sarasota in Florida, and it literally looks like the beach is in their town, and this is someone's home. It looks like there could be a shark outside their door. Like, if there was a shark out there, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's the sea, of course." And look at this. It looks like a lake outside of their home. I'm hearing there was, like, 44 people killed. 2 people were killed in Georgia as a tornado hit their home. Really sad to hear that. There was a few tornadoes overnight. But those, floodwaters and sea surge are starting to, uh, come back out now, go back out to sea. One of the biggest things has been, especially in Florida, people who own, golf carts, the seawater came in, and as it got into garages, it touched the batteries in these golf carts and made a circuit and obviously shorted and caused the batteries to catch on fire. So people's homes were not only flooded, they were burning down. And I've never heard of that before, but that is shocking, and I'm very sad to hear that from that people's homes not only flooded, but they also lost a few to fire. Fire because of batteries in golf carts and other, battery operated vehicles and things like that. Because of when the salt water touches it creates a current or completes a circuit. They're saying here, the estimated surge Hey, we're not sure what's going on. There's some sort of weird. I don't know if it's because the grand final is on. So right now, the grand final is on in Melbourne, Australia. And I don't know if that's putting a ton of pressure on the internet services down here. So a lot of people are watching it on like streaming services. Like everything just crashed. Like I lost camera, internet, everything. It was very, very odd. Um, I've done 500 shows and I've never seen that happen before. We had to like run around trying to figure out if it was the router or seems to be back right now, but it was acting really strange before. Yeah, let's see if the camera's back up. Hey, the camera is back up. Hey guys, we're back. We're back. Hey, good to see you. We seem to be back. I hope we're still live. I hope we're still live. Oh man, one of those nights. Yeah, I think it's the grand final down here putting on pressure on the internet services. So there's a lot of people watching it live right now. I think they're watching Katy Perry sing at our grand final. So if you didn't know that, she's singing at the grand final in Australia this afternoon. Yeah, and it's just about to kick off. It's about to kick off in about 20 minutes, right, Mrs. Ping? The AFL grand final. It starts at 2:30, right? 2:30, so in about 20 minutes. So yeah, there'll be a lot of people watching like the lead-in music and artists. They often it's very much like the Super Bowl. They have like, people at the before the game, they have people at halftime, there's stuff afterwards. It's like a whole thing. And it's happening about 20 minutes from where I live. So it's crazy. It's one of the busiest days of the year down here. So I think it's messing around with the internet. All right, here we go. We're back into the hurricane stuff. Yeah, like I was saying, I heard there was a 44 people who had died. There was people still trapped in properties that they have been unable to get to, and two people died very shortly after Hurricane Helene made it into Georgia last night. As it crossed the border from Florida, it put down a tornado and destroyed a home with 2 people inside, unfortunately killing them. Also, a a firefighter was killed on his way to rescue someone else, and I think that's extremely tragic. Someone who was putting their life on the line to go out into a hurricane and help someone else, lost their life trying to do their civic duty and be rescue someone else's life, and unfortunately, they lost their own, and I think that's extremely sad and, not the news that we want from the hurricane. There's other things in Georgia. There's a dam that's about to break, apparently. The hurricane did something, put a defect in the dam, and they were worried the dam was going to completely fail. And that was happening. So there's been a whole bunch of things going on with the hurricane, not just in Florida, in other states as well. Although I like this sign hurricane evacuation plan, grab a beer and run like hell. Okay, that might work. Yeah, it's worse than I think we thought. He actually did it. I was so worried for him. It's not the smartest thing to do. Rachel says a friend has a family near the dam and they are worried. Yeah, I heard last night, or no, not last night, a couple of hours ago, that the Army Corps engineers did an assessment on the dam tonight, and they reckon that the defect should hold and that they don't expect the dam to break. They think it'll hold, and they don't expect it to release all the water. So hopefully that continues. All right, let's head to Yellowstone National Park. They did put out an update today about Austin King. Not a great update, or not anything really of they didn't find him, in other words. They're saying here, as the search and rescue for Austin King enters its seventh day, search crews continue to focus its efforts in the vicinity of Eagle Peak in Yellowstone National Park. They said he was a employee of Xanterra Parks and Resorts, a private business authorized to operate in Yellowstone. and was reported overdue, when he failed to arrive for his boat pickup in the southeastern arm of Yellowstone Lake. To date, 96 personnel, 2 helicopters, a search dog team, ground teams with spotting, instruments, a drone have looked for him in the high elevation, expansive and hazardous area of Eagle Peak at 11,372 feet high elevation. Very, very high. They said They said it's the highest peak in Yellowstone National Park. Teams will continue to search from the peak to about 8,000 feet in various drainages and ridge tops surrounding the peak. What that tells me again, with the same information we got yesterday. Where is it? Is it still here? No, it must be down here. When they put out this map, and I said I had a look at it, and what it showed to me was they keep searching in the valleys, and I reckon they believe he fell. I mean, I hope he hasn't, but I think that's what they think because that's where they keep searching, and they're searching again, like they said here, in any drainages or valleys. So they're searching the low points, not the high points, and that is very interesting. They also said here on Thursday, 2 helicopters, one belonging to Yellowstone National Park and the other belonging to Teton County, searched extensively throughout the area with no results. They said, in addition, Yellowstone staff have followed up on cellular activity that occurred on the evening of September 17th on Eagle Peak. So that's the night he called family and friends to tell him that he had made it to the top of the mountain. He also reported that night inclemental weather, rain, sleet, hail, other kinds of bad weather, snow. And after that, he was never seen again. They're saying here the park will provide more information when it is available, and for all updates on the search effort, to head to the nps.gov.au page. Let's have a look. Here, this is their webpage for him. Yeah, so they're saying multiple crews will continue searching over the next several days as conditions allow. And that's it. That's the update for Austin King. Here's a photo of him. Missing young man missing in Wyoming in the national park on top of Eagle Peak. We had a look at that. We had a look at the climb last night on the late show last night. If you go back and have a look near the end of the show, I showed you a video of him of another climber going up the mountain, and it is steep, very steep. RX Girl says, I'm going over 15 hours with no power. I hope you have a generator, my friend. Otherwise, get off the phone. Save your phone. Any news on the lost cat? What lost cat? You're gonna have to be more specific, my friend. There's a lot of lost animals. I Hate Morning says it's all for the power of natural disasters. I agree. No, no. RX Girl says, what was he doing? He was going on a hike. So he was going on about a week hike. He was going from the lake to the mountaintop and back again. I can show you that again. Oh, your black cat. Okay. I hope you found it. Oh, here, I can show it to you. Eagle Peak. Yeah, I can. We've done it before, but I can show it for people who maybe have not seen it. Right. So this is Eagle Peak, or sort of along here is, and you can see this is the point here. There's the pass is over here. So the video from last night, the first bit they filmed was from here. This is the last bit before you ascend up the mountain, like the last bit, what they call summiting. So when you go through the pass, you start your ascent up the summit, and then you go, I don't know how you get up there, somewhere around here, go up here a little bit, somehow get around all here, and then you end up somewhere here. That's great description, Ping. But there is a track here, so Mountain Creek Trail. They found his camping gear somewhere down, where is it? 68. Where is it? Here. So they found his camping gear here, further down the trail from the pass, and that suggests that maybe he didn't make it back, or if he did, don't know where he went after that. So on the Saturday night, he made it to the peak up here, and he called family and friends. Then he was supposed to go, I'll show you the trip. Supposed to go all the way down here, keep going around here. You end up at a different Howe Creek. This is the other campsite down here. There's a second one, but you sort of go all the way around here, and I'll zoom out a little bit. You go down Mountain Creek, and you go sort of, where's the track there? So you go up around here, you go up the river, and then you end up at Terrence Point. Terrence Point is where he got dropped off and where he was supposed to be picked up via boat. And this is the southeastern or southeast arm of the Yellowstone Lake. So he got off here, went for a hike. I'm not sure which trail he chose. There are a couple you can take, but the one on this particular map is this particular one. You sort of do a U shape around the mountain range. So you get off that get off your boat and you come through here. I've heard there is a track up here, but I don't know how to show you that one. But you this is the one that's on the map. You go sort of down here and you head around the mountain and head up this way through Howe Creek. Then you go up here. This is where they found his camping gear. You continue up the mountain. You end up at the pass here. And then somehow you get from the pass to the peak. And that's the last point that anyone had. He made a call to family, told them the weather was really bad, and no one has seen him since. He never made it back to that lake. So he was supposed to be picked up again. It was like 5 days time or something like 5, 7 days time. And he was supposed to be picked up at that lake. When he didn't make it there, they called it in saying we have a lost hiker or climber who was supposed to be back for a rendezvous at this particular point at this particular time, and they sent up the distress alarm saying that he is now missing, and he's been missing for about 10 days now. About 10 days, maybe a little bit longer. Um, it's very fastly approaching 2 weeks. We're not too far away from it now. So they know because where the camping gear is, and they know that he made it to the top because he called family and friends. So that's the cellular data that they're looking at. That phone call and any connections to cell towers made after that from his mobile phone. And they will keep tracking that to see if they can find out how he got down, if he made it down, where was the last point he got to. Yeah, I'm glad. Hold on. Yeah, I'm glad you found the cat. That is good news. No one wants a lost pet. Let's see. All right. So that is your update for Austin. Other than that, there's really been very little. I hope they find him, but interesting here, a 2006 white Chevy Silverado, two-door Minnesota plates. I don't know if I've heard anything else about that. So it says here he was headed to the campsite where they found his belongings for the night when he spoke to a ranger at Howe Cabin, and I'll show you where that is. We found it the other day. Let me find it for you. It's on this route. So there's 6D. Yeah, I'll show it to you. So there's where they found the campsite that he did, but he came and spoke to a ranger further down. It's right here, isn't it? Yes. There's a cabin here. and he dropped in here to speak to the ranger. He did that, and then he told the ranger he was gonna go up to this particular campsite just up here, a little bit of a hike there, and he said he was gonna camp out here. He did because they found his camping gear. Then he continued from here up the mountain, made it to the summit up here, Eagle Peak. After that, not sure what happened to him. Not sure. But I can show you if you missed last night's show. Let's have a look. I can show you what it looks like in good weather, and then you try and imagine what it's like in bad weather. So this is a YouTube channel called Jackson Graham. Let me pause this and I'll go here. So this is them climbing up the mountain. You can kind of see what it looks like and the terrain. So the trails are pretty open for the first bit. You can see it's not too bad, you know. And then you get to here. This is, I believe this to be the pass. I'm pretty sure this is the pass area. And then you start seeing what it really looks like. This is the area right here of where they're searching. No, this is the pass right here because this is the same photo I've seen from other people. So this is the last bit before your ascent to the summit. So you head through here and then you go up to here, all the way up there. It is pretty taxing. It's a pretty hard climb. So this looks pretty easy. It's a bit rocky or whatever, and then it gets really tight as you get further up. And you have to do stuff like this, falling volcanic rock, and there's some of the drops. If something goes wrong, there you go. It is not. Yeah, let's go back to that view. And you can see how tight the walkways are. What is that? About a half a foot wide going up through here. You can see the fellow there. There you go. As he gets up the mountain. Not too far away from the summit now. And they make it to the top. Well done, young men. And there's a little book in here. And I said this last night. It'd be very interesting to know whether Austin was able to find the registrar here and sign it with his name. Did he actually do that? I'd like to know. So you can see the guys leaving. You can open the book, sign it, leave a little message, probably your hiking number or whatever, the date you were up there, what you experienced on the way up. It's like a little memento for other climbers, only for people who have made it to the top. And these guys have a bit of a drink and they have taken the view and then they start their descent down the mountain. Have a cigar, sure. But yeah, you guys can see that view up there. It is a hell of a view. So yeah, we showed that last night. And you can just see like the kind of terrain that they're searching for him, quite difficult. And you can understand why everyone's so worried, because it looks like once you get to that final bit, the other stuff like here is not too bad, although you could still get in trouble if you've tripped or whatever. But look at some of the vertical faces of this particular area. If you tripped and fell, yeah, you're not exactly going to be skydiving or anything. You're going to have a real rough time. So it has some pretty severe areas. Look, I hope they find him, and I hope he's huddled up somewhere, hiding from the weather. That's all I can say. All right, I have an interesting story out of Australia I want to show to you. And I don't hear a ton about this down here, so I thought it would be interesting. So hold on. Give me 1 second and I'll load this up for you. Alright. No, I think they're in the top drawer. Oh, I'll find them. Hold on, just wait for now. Why do you need that now? Okay. Alright. Let me show you this. So, a long time ago, or a while ago, a man's body was found along a Victorian highway, and it says here I'm gonna pronounce this, and it's from my home state, and I'm probably gonna get it wrong, but Kununurra, and it's from a not too far, 3 kilometers east of Cockatoo Springs, and his body was found back in June 2015. Says here, a forensic examination confirmed the remains belonged to a man. However, he was unable to be identified at the time due to the state of the body. This led local detectives to open an investigation in 2015, which was continued on by the missing persons team. They said recent advances in investigative genetic genealogy were able to positively identify the man as Gary John Schmidt. He was originally from the Northern Territory and he was 46 years old at the time of his death and believed to be traveling around Australia prior to his demise. Here's a photo of him, a very, you know, old photo. And it says he was originally from the NT. They said so far police have been unable to confirm how he died or why he was in the area at the time. However, it is believed he was potentially on his way back to the Northern Territory. Detectives have made an appeal for anyone that may recognize him or have information surrounding his movements in or around 2015. I think this might be wrong. Yeah, so Western Australia. Hold on, that doesn't sound right. Victorian Highway? Or is it called the Victorian Highway? Oh, okay. It's called the Victorian Highway, not in Victoria, the state. It's called the Victorian Highway in Kununurra, and it's about 3 kilometers east of Cockatoo Springs. All right, let's have a look. Where is this? Very remote, I think I would say. Very remote on the western side of Australia. All right, let's have a look. So here's the Victoria Highway in the area. Where is it? So they listed so he was found near here, Kununurra. So there's a border here. This is Western Australia, and on this side it's the Northern Territory. Sounds like he was found on the Western Australia side, somewhere along this highway. They said 3 kilometers east of Cockatoo, Cockatoo River. What's this river here? It doesn't tell me, but sure. Probably somewhere 3 kilometers away from here, because I doubt they found him in the city. There's a little city here that has like, you know, a hotel and a shopping center and a pub. So I'm gonna guess he was found probably out here somewhere on the dirt road, on the red sand. So you ever heard of Australia and the red sand in the outback? You can kind of see it here. Kind of see the red coloring of everything. And yeah, so probably somewhere around here on the Victoria Highway. They're saying he was from the Northern Territory, which is not too far away. As you can see here, there's a border between the Western Australia and Northern Territory on that road. So you can cross into NT on this particular road that he was found on. So pretty concerning that his body was just found on this road just randomly, and they had no idea who he was for a very long time. And genetic genealogy was able to identify him, but not tell people how he was found deceased, unfortunately. I'm not sure, Blaze, why he would go alone. By the way, Danny, thank you very much for gifting a membership to someone. I very much appreciate it. um, this is one of the very few cases I've heard in Australia of genetic genealogy being used. It's not as popular. Well, it is, but our access to it isn't as uh, vast as it is in the USA. In the USA, like every second case has been solved by genetic genealogy, but down here it's a bit more of a rarity. So they still want to find out if anyone knew anything about his movements prior to 2015 or around 2015. There's his photo. His name again, Gary John Schmidt. He was last seen. Yeah, so he was last seen around June 2015, maybe a little bit earlier, and they're saying they just found his body along that Victoria Highway, just lying there. So maybe someone dumped him on the side of the road. Like, imagine being dumped out here. There's not a lot out here, just desert and not much else. Towns maybe, but there's a pharmacy out here. That's an interesting place for a pharmacy. A place that only has one, two, three, four, five, six homes, and it has a Oxa pharmacy. Okay, that might be a meth lab. Maybe that's code for meth lab. They're like, come to our pharmacy. What kind of pharmacy? I need some Panadol. No, not that type of pharmacy. The one where we weigh things in grams. We only sell things in grams and kilos. That's it. Not the other type where you get packets of stuff. We only do things on scales. That's it. Uh, but yeah, what a random place to have your body dumped, and they think he was heading back home to the Northern Territory, which is over here into this part of the top end of Australia. So if I zoom out, you can see that little red indicator right at the top of Australia. So not on the eastern seaboard. This is where the majority of people live on this side of the country. This side of the country is a very vast. It has a lot of towns and things, but there's a lot of areas where there's just nothing. It's just full of desert. So when you think of like uh, Wolf Creek and things like that, it happens here. Not on this side. Not on this side. Over on here, this side. So if you've seen those horror movies and being abducted and stuff in Australian outback, it's in this part of the country. the they're very much it's not the Florida of the country, it's more like the Texas Arizona border of Australia. New Mexico, Texas, and Arizona border area of Australia. That's the way I would describe it. Although there is no border, you just end up in the sea. You, you don't end up in Mexico, you end up in the Timor Sea. That's it. Or you might end up in Indonesia maybe if you go this far. But most times you just end up in the water. There is no Mexico. But yeah, there you go. So very interesting that they finally ID'd him, his body hanging around in a police station somewhere for a decade, not knowing who he might be. Someone pinched his car, maybe. Well, how else was he making it back to the Northern Territory? You ain't gonna walk it, are you? So maybe someone did take his vehicle. Let me see if I can find anything else about the man. Gary John Schmidt.
after a two-vehicle
No, we don't care about the four people. Here, let me have a look here. Well, surprised there wasn't a police press conference for it. Let's go to the here. We got a sort of photo of where they found the body. Right here, maybe. Is that like 2 camping chairs? You'd hope that was the police's and not his. They say, "Please confirm the body of a man found on the outskirts of Kununurra in 2015 was that of Gary John Schmidt. The 46-year-old was identified using genetic genealogy. Police are still establishing how he died." Yeah, he was believed to have been traveling around Australia at the time. The remains were reported to police on June 17th, 2015, after being located on the highway. They said police were unable to identify the body after a forensic examination, and missing persons detectives assumed control of the investigation. Recent advances in the investigative genetic genealogy resulted in detectives being able to positively identify him, but the circumstances surrounding his death are unknown. So there's him working as a security guard at some point. They said he is believed to have died around April or early May that year. So his body was out there for at least 8 weeks or more, at least a couple of months, maybe longer. So someone just left him out there for like 2 months. That is a long period of time to just leave a body out there. So there you go, Mr. Gary John Schmidt, believed to have been killed April or May of 2015. Body located in July or June. Ping, you have to know these details. June, sorry, June. So what was that? April, May, June. Yeah, so like between about 6 weeks to 10 weeks, his body had been just lying there on the side of that desolate highway in the north of Australia. Yeah, so they said, what they say, 3 kilometers east of Cockatoo Creek. Of course, everything is named after cockatoos because it's a fun word to say. I'm guessing this has to be Cockatoo Creek. Well, it's not a creek, it's a river. Cockatoo Creek. Could be a town too. What does this say? The the Murchison River? No, we don't need that one. 3 kilometers east. So it'd be this way. If this is the town, Kangaroo Haven. We're getting closer. We now have a kangaroo named place. We're just looking for cockatoo, not kangaroo. I'm guessing it's got to be somewhere here. If this is 500 meters, this is the town. It's got to be out here somewhere. I reckon it's around here. Just if this is the last place where there are homes in the area, then this becomes the edge of town. So somewhere along here, I'm guessing. There's a dry creek bed right there. I'm guessing it's somewhere around here. You can see though, if you dumped a body off here, do you think anyone would ever notice? No one saw him for 2 months, so you can see cars are pulled in at various times. There. There. There's a little like area here. Where does that lead to up here? Nothing. All right. So there you go. The red highways of WA. Right? That's what I was saying. I was saying it looks like the Arizona, New Mexico, Texas border area. It looks very similar. Uh, Western Australia. Yeah, I can show you the overview. So if we go out, so it's actually probably more a little this way, but that's okay. It's on this side of The dotted line you see here, it should be on the other side over here where Kununurra is. But, there you go. It's in the top end of the country, very sort of remote, very, desolate. So you've all heard of Alice Springs, right? That's sort of over here. Actually, Alice Springs is up here, isn't it? My geography of the North, not so good. But, you know, there's not a lot out here. This is mostly, desert area, areas where a lot of Aboriginal people still live out here, living in the lives that they used to live, not like city lives. They still have their traditional way of living in some places out here. So they still live in their uh, not like tribes and such, but just as groups together, and they still do a lot of traditional daily activities. But then there's a bunch of them that live the normal lifestyle of city people, and they drive cars and have jobs and do normal things. But there's still a lot of people out here that hunt and fish and uh, do traditional type activities like killing animals and making things out of it, or hunting native plants and berries and food and stuff. They do that type of stuff still, but you get a very big mix, but it's very, very rural. Like, I say the country is like an hour from where I live. This is like just the desert, very much like the desert out here. A lot of mining out here. So a lot of mining companies set up camp out here, mining for opal. What else? Coal, gas, other things, gold. So there you go. Don't know why someone would want to hurt him on a highway, but maybe possibly they stole his vehicle because there's no vehicle mentioned. If he was making his way back to the Northern Territory, how was he getting there? He wasn't going to walk. So that is a weird bit of information they have not told anyone. If I get an update on this and who might have hurt him, I will let you know. But we have another story. Okay, we're going to go to. Where is it? Yeah. We're going to talk about Jessica Barnes. We've been talking about this for, I feel like, over a week now. And I don't feel like we've had that much more information, but very interesting. Very interesting. The husband. The husband has spoken out. And they're saying Brandon Barnes explains why he didn't go to police when his wife disappeared. This is by Jen Wood. She wrote the article. And it says here the husband of the 20-year-old Jessica Barnes, a South Carolina woman who has been missing for nearly 2 months, gave an interview to Palmetto State media outlet earlier this week amid growing concerns over her safety. Brandon Barnes, 21, of Pendleton, South Carolina, spoke with Troy Stiles of Blunt Force Media this week about his wife. And he said, we know this bit, but I'll go down here. In an attempt to clean up rumors and refute speculation swirling around Pendleton, a small upstate town of 3,700 people in Anderson County, Barnes offered an explanation as to why he didn't report his wife missing when she first disappeared. According to the young husband, he believed Jessica would return, as she often done in the past. When asked what he would say if he could share a message with his wife, Barnes said, "I would tell her how much I love her, and I wish I never went to work every day and ignored her. I ignored her voice, told her she was fine when I knew she wasn't. I was young and stupid, and I was always focused on getting more money and more work." What do you mean you were young and stupid? This only happened like a month ago. How much growing do you think you've done in 1 month? I'm very confused by this. Are you some sort of time traveler? Did you somehow age many, many years in since August? What do you mean you were young and dumb? Does that mean you're not still young and dumb? 'Cause it's not been 10 years, it's been 1 month. How does that work? They said here Barnes proceeded to show Stiles a copy of a letter Jessica had written him on July 4th, 2024, the couple's 1 year anniversary. According to Barnes, he wasn't supposed to find the letter for 10 years, but he discovered it sometime after her disappearance in a Bible she had left behind. In the letter, Jessica addressed the loss of their stillborn child in March and discussed their relationship. The closing of the letter gives some insight into the issues the couple have been having in the month before her disappearance, but shows she still had hope for their future. And it says here, today's been hard because it's our 1 year anniversary and it's already 3:18 p.m. and I've only gotten to see you for a few minutes, she wrote. One day you'll see that I appreciate small, heartfelt things, but for now I put up with the heavy burdens you carry, like working and taking Kendall with you, even though she admitted she treats you poorly on purpose. I'm extremely mad today, but you know that, and you're still putting up with me. And this is a letter right here. It has a bunch of different stuff here. It says while police have not named Brandon Barnes as a suspect in his wife's disappearance, recent law enforcement activity has focused around the small pool house the couple shared with two other women. Very interesting. Last Friday, September 20, the pool house located at 102 Laurel Drive in Pendleton, South Carolina, was searched by authorities. Additionally, local TV station WYFF reported law enforcement officers also searched a wooded area near the Twin Lakes boat ramp where a vehicle Jessica drove was pinged. So they were able to find a connection to a digital device, either the car or a mobile, at that location. The investigation into the disappearance of Jessica Barnes, who has now been missing for 58 days, is led by the Pendleton Police Department and the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. They confirmed they were requested to assist in the investigation. In a statement to media outlets earlier this week, SLED Public Information Director Renee Wunderlich said the agency's investigation is active and ongoing. So they said anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of Jessica Barnes is encouraged to contact Robert Crosby at 864-646-9409, or you can contact him via email where he'll ignore you at roberttc of townofpendleton.org. Tips may also be submitted to SLED at tips@sled.sc.gov. And there's the flyer for Jessica again. So what do you think about that? That last bit here. Sorry, we should show a photo. There it is. What do you think about that last bit of the letter? Yeah, I'll show you the pool house in a second. It sounds odd, but I'll show it to you. I don't know. I don't know who that person is. I don't know who Kendall is. I've never heard that name before. Yeah, I don't know who Kendall. No idea. A work friend, a friend of theirs? Is it one of the women who live in the house with them? They say they live with two other women. Is Kendall one of the other women that live in the property? Could be. Or is it a work friend? I don't know. Here. It says I put up with the heavy burdens you carry, like working and taking Kendall with you, even though she admitted she treats you poorly on purpose. I'm extremely mad today, but you know that, and you're still putting up with me. It's a weird statement. Just trying to see if I can see anything else in here. I don't know who the hell Kendall is. See, she talks about Kendall here again, and she says something like, I know you're working hard for us, And for our future children, I and even Kendall even thought, wait, no, I and even Kendall, even though she doesn't see it or show much appreciation, I know she is grateful to. It's a hard letter to read. Working hard, even though she doesn't see it or show much appreciation, I know she is grateful too. You amaze me with your something to keep moving forward after our angel passed. So they're talking about where the baby died. And never giving up on me or our family. You are the smartest something, smartest 21-year-old when it comes to investing and saving because because you are thinking about your future self, and I admit that, and I admire that. Sorry, this is so blurry, it's hard to read. Okay, where are we at? Angel pass. Yeah. My love for you is so deep, and even when I'm mad, I always love you, and I will love you more every day. Today has been hard because it's our 1 year anniversary and it's already 3:18 p.m. and I only got to see you for a few minutes. One day you'll whatever. One day you'll know. I like small heartfelt things, but for now, I gotta put up with you. What I don't know, something put up with you. 50 pounds of BS. You want to something and take Kendall with you. So that's that other statement we read. When she admitted she treats you like crap on purpose. So I'm extremely sad today, but you know that because you are putting up with me. What a weird letter. Guess she's just expressing her feelings at the time. She says at the top here, we've been through so much together in our first year of something of our life together. And I am so grateful that I have you. I love you so much, baby. Thank you for sticking by my side and loving me when it's hard to love me. Okay. It's an interesting letter to write on an anniversary. It's a sounds like she's depressed or struggling to struggling with the death of the child is what I think. Something like postpartum depression, but grief for a baby who died. That's almost what it feels like, but I'm not in her head and I don't know her. But to me, that's sort of what it sounds like. Like she's never got over maybe the baby passing away. Maybe she hung a lot of hope on having that child. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't? It's a big deal. Laura says that's a strange statement. It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know who Kendall is. I suspect it's maybe the housemate. I suspect it's they're one of the ladies they live with. Let me show you the raid that happened on the property, and you'll see the backyard. Uh, uh, let me see if I can find that. We watched a video the other day of it. Here. All right, so this is the helicopter footage. Won't let me jump forward. We're gonna have to watch the whole thing. But you can see all the cop cars out here, and then it'll flip around to a different view. So I don't know who lives in the main building here. If it's them, if that's what they mean, but uh, there's another little building. They filled in the pool with soil and put grass on it, and there's a little building next to it. Where there used to be a pool, and you'll see it in a minute when they flip. There it is. You can sort of see it here. There used to be a pool here, but they've turned it into, I don't know, grass, I guess. See? There's a handle to go in the pool right there. We talked about it the other day. And then there's a little house right here too. See if it'll flip around to the other view. See, they're sort of looking at the back here at this little, like, little house thing. They're looking near the edge of it under this big tree. And then there's another little one here next to the pool. So there's that one and then that one. It's a bit of a weird setup, but and then you have this pool, which is no longer a pool. It's just a soil with grass, and then they're checking out whatever that is. Don't know what it is, but they look very excited over it. Apparently. Give me 1 second. You guys watch this. All right, sorry, I had to grab a drink. So if I asked you now, after hearing that letter, what do you think is going on? Like, do you think this is the what we thought originally, where the husband had hurt the wife? Do you think it's still that type of case, or do you think this woman was possibly having a really hard time and something has happened? It, while she does sound depressed in the letter, she also sounds hopeful for the future. She also sounds like she wants another child. You can tell in the letter. She wants more children. She mentions it a couple of times, how future children this and future children that. She really wants a family. So I I don't know. It kind of throws everything for a spin. But do we one know for a fact that she wrote this? And is this her handwriting? Wouldn't be the first time that someone has tried to fake a letter of someone who has been missing. I'd want more proof that this came from her. Some sort of handwriting sample that showed that this is how she normally writes on in freehand. That would be my first request. I could show you any letter from anyone that, could say anything. I could say Gila in the chat or Gala in the chat. She said she was going to give me $1 million. And, look, here's a letter. And it has her name, has a date on it in the past. Look, it says she said she was going to give me $1 million. So I would want more proof that this actually came from her and that she wrote it just as a formality. But I sort of believe that this sounds like something that she would write, that a lady would write, not a man. But hmm, what does she say here? So she says stuff like this: "You are the best thing that ever happened to me, and I won't let you slip away. When you'll get this letter, you'll be, I don't know, some age. Right now, 31. Right now, you're 21 and working 3 jobs almost every day in fast food. I wish I had more something with you, more time with you, but I know you're working hard for us and for our future children." it's a very strange letter. It just sounds like she's very, very depressed. It sounds like she's very sad, and I don't think it's got anything to do with the anniversary. Cause yeah, I think she's still, yeah, very, very cut up about the baby. Cause she mentions family in here about 5 times, and it sounds like maybe she needed more help than what she was, getting. So, yeah. Angela's like, "Dream on." Rachel said, "It's hard not to still suspect the husband. I think she was sad when she wrote that letter, but didn't sound like a goodbye to me." No, it doesn't sound like an S word letter. Not at all. No, no, no. It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like she's just not sure. Like this is me speculating because I'm not her, but my understanding or what when I read it, I feel like this. It feels like to me that yeah, she's just very sad about the child that passed away that was stillborn, and that she's having a tough time moving on from that and realizing what possibly are the next steps in her life with Brandon, I guess. And it says here that she's very jealous of well, the way I read it is that she's jealous that he's away all the time, even though she understands why. But she's still very upset that he's not home to spend time with her. So just giving up. She says things like giving up on me or our family. Why would he give up on the family? Like that's an interesting thing. In a lot of this letter, she makes statements, but with no background, obviously, because we're not in their relationship. But she makes statements like, "Oh, you're such a good man for not giving up on me. Why would he give up on you? Like, what happened that is leading to you thinking that?" But she doesn't provide any detail. Mm. Yeah, very strange letter, but sounds very personal. This was about a month, 4th of the 7th, and she went missing around the 1st of August. So, could be. Yeah, she lost her baby. Yeah, we know that. Still not hard to suspect the husband. Yeah, I get what he's trying to do, but at the same time, a single letter from over a month before she went missing is not enough. You would have to it's just not enough. Anyone could pluck a letter from any period of time and be like, "Look, she was depressed. Look, you can't do that." I she was already in hospital just before she went missing, so she was already getting some treatment for whatever was going on, and then she went missing very shortly after that. So, it doesn't give me an explanation, but it does give me some insight into their relationship. That's why he may give up on her because she had a stillborn baby. That's very sad. I don't wish that on anyone. It says here, yeah, okay, I could kind of see that. Sort of like she's saying, like, "Oh, I'm good for it. Like, we can have more children." Yeah, I see what you mean. And then she says, here, "You're working hard for us all, and our future children." So she says that a couple of times. So I think, yeah, I think she's trying to say, like, yeah, we can try again. It's a very sad letter, and it's a very deep letter that gotta imagine shouldn't really ever be public. Yeah. Yeah, Blaze says she seems to be apologizing for grieving, but she's planning for a future with him. Yeah, something like that. It's very sad. It's very awful. Um, I'm sure she's probably if she is still alive, I'm sure she is mortified that this is public. I'm sure she is absolutely mortified that this is in the public domain. I can't imagine she'd want her deepest emotions and feelings that she's written down to be on some Australian guy's live stream about true crime. But anyway, it was in a public paper. So, by the way, I've reached out to the lady who is the researcher for this particular story. Her name is Jen, and I sent her an email. I'd like her to come on the show and talk about Jessica, but I haven't heard anything back yet. As you guys know, I have terrible luck with interviews. Um, I'll see if she gets back to me, but I did reach out to her. I did reach out to her email, and I'll see. There's a photo of him, by the way. There's a photo of Brandon. And I don't know. You guys tell me. But yeah, see, Jen Wood. So I reached out to Jen this evening, and I do want her to come on and talk to us about Jessica. There's Brandon. What time is it, my lovely people? 3:10. What time did we get on? About an hour ago. About an hour ago. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's see if we have an update. Okay, we got to talk about this. Where is it? All right, let me load this up because what the hell? So, Hernando County Sheriff's Office says it's a media release from Casey Johnson, Community Relations Manager, Brooksville woman arrested for CSC. This thing here that you can see right there. Okay. And it says on the 23rd of the 9th, 2024, the Hernando County Sheriff's Office received information from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office regarding a child this word tip indicating the suspect was residing in Hernando County. And it says a tip from a popular social media platform contained photos and videos of CSAM. The digital files depicted a female performing sex acts with a toddler. The investigation revealed the suspect to be Jenna Ann Hoffman, date of birth 25th of the 9th, 2003, who resided on Snow Memorial Highway in Brooksville. HCSO detectives responded to the residents, initially making contact with a family member of Hoffman. The family member was shown a still shot from one of the CSAM videos, for which the juvenile was immediately identified as Hoffman's 23-month-old child. The family member then retrieved Hoffman from the residence. Weird. Hoffman exited the residence and agreed to speak with detectives. Post Miranda, so post Miranda rights. Hoffman confirmed that she did in fact commit the sexual acts with her child. Hoffman stated that she was speaking with a stranger on social media who advised they would pay her to produce and send sexual videos involving her son. Hoffman said she made the videos at her residence and sent them, but did not receive payment for the videos. A search warrant was obtained and executed where evidence of the crimes was collected, and she was placed under arrest and charged with the following: lewd and lascivious molestation victim under 12 years of age, promote sexual performance of a child, and possession of sexual performance of a child with intent to promote, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. She was transported to Hernando County Detention Center, where she is currently being held without bond. As a result of the tip, a child victim was rescued and the suspect was in custody within less than 5 hours of beginning the investigation. And here's a photo of her, and that is just sick, if you ask me. So she did that to her own child in exchange for what she thought was money. And then these people, one took the photos, two never paid, and now she is in jail, and her son is without a mother. That is just wrong on so many different levels. It's not even funny. Let me see if I can find a video about her. Let me see if I can find anything from local news. I really can't. How strange. You would have thought this would have been all over the local news sites. Just the Hernando County Sun is running it. Yeah. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna try to see if I can find anything about her on, and I need a drink. 1 second. All right. A YouTuber did not ask her for the pictures, just someone on social media. It doesn't say what type of social media, it just says social media, not YouTube. It says someone contacted her, and it says they asked her to make videos of her performing those sex acts on her own son. And it says here, she said a stranger on social media told her to produce the videos for payment. She said she produced the videos but was never paid for them. So it could be Instagram or TikTok or something like that. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. It just says a tip obtained from a popular social media platform contained photos and videos of a child, CSAM, showing a female performing sex acts with a toddler. Fortunately, a speedy investigation put the suspect into custody in less than 5 hours when the tip was received. And that was it. She agreed to speak with detectives and confirmed that she did do what is alleged. And then she was charged with these particular. They also executed a search warrant on her property. So here's the charges here. So she's going to be in for a rough time in prison. But any mother that would think of ever doing that to her own child, you have something wrong in your head. You know, to even think of doing that for money is abhorrent. That is disgusting. And she deserves everything that is coming her way. That is just beyond the pale. Okay. One more and then we'll get out of here. One more. I think I got one more I want to have a look at. Okay.
But first, and for our top story today, happening now, an active search for a missing pregnant woman in San Antonio. According to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Lakea Bell, who is 4 months pregnant, vanished 10 days ago. KENS 5 reporter Mike Jimenez spoke with Lakea's mother, who says she's holding out hope her daughter will come home.
I just want my child back. Our family want her back, and everybody's concerned for her.
Concern from a mother who is desperately searching for answers into her daughter's disappearance. Sharon Montague says she last heard from her daughter, 34-year-old Lakea Bell, around noon on September 18th, as she was heading to meet with her boyfriend.
He wanted her to meet him to talk about it because she hadn't left him, and he wanted her to come back.
Montague says she is very worried about Lakaya's safety and her unborn child.
My concern is that she's 4 months pregnant, and then she abruptly just left the job. No one's heard from her.
Lakaya worked at the McDonald's on 1604 in Marbach and had recently gotten a promotion. But since her disappearance, she just stopped showing up and has not picked up her last paycheck. That's according to her mother. After she disappeared, Montague says she was told by Lakaya's manager that Lakaya had expressed concerns about her safety after an incident.
She was very upset and shaken. Her boss said that she was terrified for her life.
Montague says it's not like Lakaya to not keep in contact with her family and says Lakaya's disappearance has been stressful on her and the family, causing sleepless nights. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says they are actively searching for Lakaya.
If you know something, if you see my child, if you know where she is, please contact the law enforcement. Please let us know. We just want her back safe.
Micah Menace, KINS 5.
So on KHOU, they say that her car was spotted in the area recently. They say Bexar County Sheriff's Office investigators said they're trying to find a missing pregnant woman whose car was last seen in the Houston area. Lakaya Bell, 34, was reported missing on Monday out of the San Antonio area. BCSO officials said she hasn't shown up for work or made an attempt to pick up her paycheck. According to her family, she is pregnant and they haven't been able to get a hold of her. They said calls to her phone went straight to voicemail. Investigators said her car was spotted in the Houston area, but didn't say exactly where or when. Here is a photo of the vehicle with those license plate, Texas license plate TBL 6608. So if you're in that Houston area or a little further out and you see this vehicle, call it in to the HCSO or the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. They say Bell is described as 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighs around 240 pounds, has shoulder-length black hair and a tongue piercing. Anyone with information about her whereabouts is asked to call the Bexar County Sheriff's Office at 210-335-6000 or send the Missing Persons Department an email at missingpersons@bexar.org. And here's some more photos of her. I don't have any information about the boyfriend. Sorry. But here's some photos of her and the vehicle. Pregnant, 4 months pregnant. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the boyfriend. Let me check another. We can check WOAI and see if they have anything. No, they just got a missing person alert. Let me check one other place. Let's check KSAT. See if KSAT's got anything. So her car is a 2004 Mitsubishi Galant, spotted in the Houston area, license plate Texas TBL 6608. And that's it. That's all. There's a photo of that vehicle again. No information about the boyfriend. Some places still produce a payslip and cash. Some places still even produce a check, especially in America. In America, some people still get paid via check. So I don't know if that is what she was getting paid or she's getting paid in cash or whatever. But people often don't get paid with EBT. Not everyone gets paid via payroll. Hey, Evil Alaska, how are you? Well, I hope they find her because 4 months pregnant, that's not the person you want missing right now. I'm just trying to see if we have anything else about her. San Antonio Express. Okay. Yeah, let me check this Facebook post. Sometimes you get locals who know a little bit more. It said she has not reported to work nor attempted to pick up her latest paycheck. She's expecting a child and attempts to reach her phone have failed. Not good. Let's see. Let's go to newest. Grizzly Hood News. Yeah, they're out of Texas. They do a good job. Let's see. Bloody Facebook. Come on. There you go. That's from her Facebook account or Instagram or something. That's all I have, guys. I don't have anything else about her. Unfortunately. But I really do hope they find her. That is 4 months pregnant. It's very early stages of being, uh, expecting. Oh, that's a different photo. I've not seen that one. There you go. So her mother said she last spoke to her around noon on Wednesday, and she said she was on her way to meet with her boyfriend. He wanted her to meet him to talk about it because she had left him, and he wanted her to come back. Dun dun dun. There you go. Think we're pretty sure we know what happened here. Not not a mystery, I don't think. Let's go to Lost in Texas, see what they have. They said they're looking for a clear sign of life. Text messages alone are not sufficient. The authorities listed in the flyer must be notified to ensure her safety. There's their poster for her too. So that is very dangerous. What's the statistic? There's only 2 times in a woman's life that are at the most dangerous, when she's leaving a relationship or when she's pregnant. And if you're doing both, your risks of dying by a murder skyrocket. So if you're pregnant and leaving a relationship, you're in a lot of risk, a huge amount of risk. Yeah, come talk to me at a public area like the police station. Come meet me at the police station. We can talk all you want. Yeah, pregnant or leaving, and she's both. So not a good situation at all. Not a good one. I think that was our last one for tonight, everyone. I will be back tomorrow. I really am missing our friends in Florida. I hope they are okay. Last I heard, at the peak of the storm last night, over 2 million people without power in Florida alone. 2 million people. That is a lot of people. All right. And I hope I hear back from Jen at the at Fit News. So we can try get her on the show to answer questions and talk about Jessica. That'd be really good. Probably a bit too late for Kathy. She could be under the pump. Tennessee was smacked by the hurricane, so she could be having power issues or dealing with the hurricane. So that's probably why we've had a very quiet night. There's a lot of people from the East Coast who come to this channel, and they're probably having a tough time in the hurricane. Yeah, I think Tennessee and some places too. So yeah, hope those people are okay. Rachel says, a great show, Ping. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. To all the people who support the channel, you mean the world to me. And the people who send in donations, are a member, or are able to send in a super chat, though, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Jojo says, thank you, Ping. I took you to Walmart. Walmart? What did I buy? What did I buy at Walmart? Anything good? Yeah, I hope everyone's okay. I hope there's no when I wake up in the morning, I hope there's no more people trapped in homes. From what I read, there was thousands of requests for help of people trapped in properties. So I hope that's not the case by tomorrow, and I hope they've been able to get most of them out. And I hope the good Lord or any deity that you believe in, please keep all the people safe and all the first responders, because I don't want to see any more first responders dead. Losing that firefighter last night was horrible to hear about. The fact that he died going to help someone else, that is very sad. Laura says, thanks, Ping, for another great show. Thank you. I will say hi to her for you. So if she's not going to go on tomorrow, I'll come on at 10:30. So we can do a 10:30 show for Saturday night, which means we can stay on for a bit longer because it won't be as late. No more $1,000,000? Okay. You wait. I'm going to do a letter tomorrow and I'm going to say it was signed by you. A microwave? Is it a good one, Penguin? I hope it is. Thanks. Hey, Candy, for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your appreciation of the show. Good night, everyone. Hey, get some rest. We'll be back 10:30 p.m. tomorrow night for Saturday night. What are we going to do tomorrow night? Maybe we'll have people call in. I keep meaning to do a call-in show. Maybe we'll have people call in. That would be fun. Do you guys want to do that tomorrow night? Maybe we can get people to tune into the show and call in. I'm gonna keep seeing if we can get Jen on though. From Fit News. So I want to see if she'll come on and talk about Jessica Barnes. All kinds of snacks, lots of junk, if I'm honest. Well, at least you're honest, Jojo. I will. Oh, pizza? That sounds good. I think we're having pizza for dinner. Or possibly. We'll see. Hey, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Love you all. Bye. Bye. See you later. You have to go. We can't stay here. The show is ending. We gotta go. Bye.